Hey, curious here. I wanted to talk about tolerance. You know, I try to be someone who's objective, even an objectivist. At least an objectivist in my sense of the word, where I try to be as objective to all things as I can. But I don't know about tolerance. As a matter of fact, I don't think I have any tolerance. Not to all things, but to things I don't agree with. So, I can be accepting of progressive views. I'm an atheist, an economic progressive, and from those perspectives, that's how I view my progressive outlook. But tolerant of something that I don't agree with? I made a lot of statements that said I don't agree with advocacy rights or positive liberty for race, gender, or orientation, or sexuality. In other words, I don't think there should be any laws that protect people in those areas, or laws that interfere with them. I think it would even itself out. Of course, I've kind of hemmed and hawed over that because I can't help but feel a collectivism would happen if there wasn't some small aspect of positive liberty to prevent it. You could say I more or less believe in citizen sovereignty inside of American borders and human suffrage outside of them. And that's a little different than being an international citizen or having tolerance. Because I could go through a whole list of what I'm tolerant of and what I'm not tolerant of. But I'll just pick one. It's a subject that's come up. And that's Islam. I am not tolerant of Islam. It doesn't mean I'm not tolerant of people who practice Islam. I have no, in the sense that I have no problems with anyone's genetics. Now, I might disagree with them on regional issues. I might even have a problem with them about immigration. I believe in reverse immigration. I don't believe in immigration. I don't believe in jobs being placed overseas that indenture people for slave wages at the I don't know, at the benefit and the displacement of American workers. I don't believe in that. But I believe any ethnicity can be a loyal American. There's no color code in my book, unless there's a color code in your own culture. So to me, there's no toms, there's no bananas, there's no slurs that says that if you believe in your country, you're subscribing to a white establishment. I don't accept that. It might be true. It might be that we have a white dominant culture. But I have a very hard time accepting that. That this so-called Protestant, Mecca that we usurped from Native Americans is somehow foul at its core or corrupted. Now, historically, I agree that, from a modern perspective, that was pretty, well, there's no way to apologize for it. At the time, there were slaves, there were savages, there was pagans, and there was people who exploited all these people. And hardly anyone had an alternative view. Well, there were abolitionists and all that, but they were the exception, not the norm. And with the American Declaration of Independence, slowly, those ideas grew and took form for all people. And that's why I believe in universal rights, or citizen rights. And outside of the citizenry, universal sovereignty. People rights. But tolerance. I'm willing to be objective, to look at different views and issues, even ones I can be uncomfortable with. But at the end of the day, I'm on the side of my country, not necessarily on the side of those that claim to be the establishment of my country, but how I feel about patriotism and loyalty, which isn't always conservative. But this tolerance thing, this perpetual, this is freedom and this is the freedom to sink your own boat. No, I'm not sure I agree with tolerance as a universal means to an end. I'm sorry, but I have a problem with tolerance. And if that makes me the one with the problem, then I'm the one with the problem. And I think that in light of the fact that I view skepticism and free speech and objectivity as the most important things of liberty, freedom, justice, and the pursuit of happiness, that I do challenge PC collectivist terms. And I won't just bow down to being liberal because it's expected. Show me the merit and value of your ideal. And as an objectivist, I'll accept it. Or at least, I'll find some tolerance with the logic of it. And for that, I should be worried or fearful of my words? No. No, I won't. I just won't. That's what I got to say.